Welcome, racing fans, to the home of Motorsports Talk. This is Motorsports Radio, and this is the weekend edition. One more time for 2016. Get everybody set up for the upcoming final week of NASCAR. We're going to get right into it. Go into the we're going to get right into it. All right, good stuff. And this week, today's program, the championship for all three NASCAR seasons, Formula One standings, racing news, and this weekend's racing schedule. All right, so we have three series, each have four drivers, all fighting for their respective championship title. Championship for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, Joey Logano, who just barely made it in with some good luck, but Joey Logano was in there. Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards, and Kyle Busch, all with 5,000 points. I don't know who my picks, I do got my picks kind of, but we'll get into that before we head out of here today. The championship for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the championship for Elliott Sadler, Daniel Suarez, Justin Allgaier, and Eric Jones, all who have 4,000 points. And then we get into the Camping World Truck Series. Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, Christopher Bell, and Timothy Peters. All right, good stuff. Formula One standings, we'll do that next week. I forgot to bring that in today. But Formula One, they don't race until on the 27th. They're actually heading to Abu Dhabi to start their final race of the year. But Motorsports Radio's Power Rankings Digest, we'll get right into it. We got a little bit of racing news, and then we'll hit it off with the schedule. Power Ranking Digest, number 1 through 16, source NASCAR.com. Number 1 is Joey Logano. Kyle Busch, number 2. Number 3, Jimmy Johnson. Number 4, Carl Edwards. Number 5, Kevin Harvick. 6 is Matt Kenseth. Number 7, Kurt Busch. Number 8, Denny Hamlin. Brad Keselowski gets number 9. Number 10 is Martin Truex Jr. Chase Elliott is 11. 12th is Kyle Larson. 13th, Austin Dillon. James McMurray, number 14. Number 15 is Tony Stewart. And number 16 is Chris Buescher. Take a look at Motorsports Radio's report card. A, B's, and C's. In the A column, we have Joey Logano with an A+. Alex Bowman got an A++. Great performance from Alex Bowman on Sunday, leading the most laps on Sunday, driving that 88 car out in Phoenix. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Paul Menard, and Landon Castle get A's. Kevin Harvick got an A-. In the B column, we have Jay McMurray, Casey Kane, Brent Keselowski, Casey Mears, Matt Kenseth, and Matthew Benedetto all got B's. Tony Stewart, let's see, who got some? Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, AJ Allmendinger, and Michael Annett got B-. In the C column, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Clint Boyer, Reagan Smith get C's. Ryan Newman got a C+, Trevor Bayne a C-. So there you go. All right, so penalty update. Now, before we continue, I'll just let you know what's going on. Obviously, next weekend is a holiday, so we'll take a look at the weekend after. We're going to start Motorsports Radio's Pit Stop. Just a little news stuff and such to get us through to keep everybody informed throughout the off season. And then on February 22nd, we go back to our on-season schedule, which is our normal Thursdays and Mondays. This Monday coming up, we'll have Motorsports Radio breaking down all the racing from this past weekend. So just to let you know about that. And, of course, check us out at the home of Motorsports Talk, motorsportsradio.net. And we are looking for folks that do podcasts and radio shows that motorsports related topics. We'll be glad to put your stuff up on there. We got contact info on there as well. That's at motorsportsradio.net. Some penalty updates from Sunday. Sprint Cup Series 18 crew chief Adam Stevens fined $10,000 for improperly installed lug nuts. The 18 driver Kyle Busch, the 18 team, received a P2 penalty. The number 2 team, Bart Keselowski, the number 2 team received a written warning for pre-race laser inspection 3 times, also failed pre-race template inspection 2 times, and as a result, lose 15 minutes of practice at Homestead. Also, the 22, 24, and 98 received warnings for failing pre-race laser inspection 2 times. The number 10 failed pre-qualifying template inspection 2 times, and then the 78 and 95 teams failed pre-qualifying laser inspection 2 times. 22 Joey Logano, 24 Chase Elliott, 98 Reed Sorensen, 10 Danica Patrick, the 78 Martin Truex Jr., Michael Annett in the 95. All right. Now, NASCAR Xfinity Series, of course, the big news that came out on Monday, on Saturday actually, during the Xfinity Series, after the Xfinity Series race, was the number 1 team, Elliott Sadler, crew chief Kevin Mandering. Again, they were inspecting lug nuts, and everybody was kind of concerned about the points. There was no deduction in points, but Kevin Mandering was suspended for improperly installed lug nuts, also fined $10,000. They got a P3 penalty for that one. And of course, they were just, if you were watching that race on Saturday, they were inspecting the number 1 car pretty good. Other NASCAR Xfinity Series teams received warnings as well. The 3, 15, 18, 20, 33, and the 60 teams received warnings for failing pre-race laser inspection 2 times. 3, Ty Dillon, 15, DJ Kennington, Kyle Busch, the 18, Eric Jones, the 20, 33, Brandon Jones, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 60. Now, of course, there's news of who's going to become the next Sprint Cup Series, or the Premier Series title sponsor. There was some talk about Subway or Dunkin' Donuts was one of them. Samsung, there was another one, but and I've been reading a lot of stuff online. A big one, and it's not official, I think we mentioned this before, Monster Energy maybe is in one of the finalists, so we still don't know who's gonna be sponsoring definitely. Of course, we'll keep our eyes and ears open here at Motorsports Radio and keep you informed. Of course, that will be the big news throughout the off season and stuff of that nature. And then during the off season, as mentioned, Motorsports Radio Pit Stop. Because a lot of stuff does happen throughout the offseason. Drivers change teams, and then, of course, sponsors and stuff of that nature. Now, the big one I'm looking out for is whether or not Kevin Harvick will be staying with Stewart-Haas Racing next year. Stewart-Haas Racing, as we all know, is switching from Chevy to Ford in 2017. And rumor has it that maybe Kevin Harvick may be going over to Hendricks Motorsports. If that's the case, I think Hendricks Motorsports is going to be a little bit fired up. They're going to be pretty hot in 2017 because you have Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick, and if Jimmy Johnson wins on Sunday, become Jimmy 7-time Johnson. Okay, we can have some little fun next year. Also, the Furniture Row Racing, who will have 2 cars out there, 78 Truex Jr. and the 77 of Eric Jones. Who's in the championship for the Xfinity Series, will be in the Sprint Cup Series next year, driving the 77 car. So keep a lookout for that as well. And of course, that Sunday, Tony Stewart's last race, which of course is going to be a big thing. So it's going to be very interesting in 2017. But reading some stuff online, and it might be a good idea for Monster Energy because NASCAR is trying to get some young people. And that might be a little boost. Never know. So, again, that's just, I don't know the official stuff, but I've been reading. I check up on these things, absolutely. Okay. But if we will let you know throughout the off season if we come across anything. And so I think 2017 is going to be all right. 2016 started out a very crazy finish. You can't deny that finish between Denny Hamlin and Truex Jr. at the Daytona 500 wasn't a crazy finish, and I could have sworn that Truex Jr. crossed the line first, but then they showed it, and Denny Hamlin beating him by 4 inches. So we had a pretty a good season this year. Not too much drama during the chase as we had last year. Although there might be some tension between the JGR drivers. But other than that, nothing too crazy. And we'll see what happens on Sunday as we see who the new Sprint Cup Series champion is going to be. New Xfinity Series champion and the new Campbell Truck Series champion. Of course, all three now with this new format, which I kind of like it. Some people, some old timers probably not, but it makes it a little exciting and interesting at the end of the season. A very long season, 39 weeks. You're talking 39 weeks. 36 races altogether because Sprint Cup Series took 2 weeks off. I think they took 3 or something. But 39 weeks, that's a pretty long season, right, ladies and gentlemen? Longer than baseball, my goodness. And a very short break. So it comes back before all the summer sports comes back. So there you go. Very interesting indeed. So as mentioned, Monday's Motorsports Radio's breakdown, Elliott Sadler's crew chief, we just mentioned, Kevin Manning was suspended after a lug nut violation. Kevin Berngarner will be filling in this upcoming weekend at Homestead. Elliott Sadler advanced to the championship 4 and will be competing with 3 other championship drivers in the race that will be determined the Xfinity Series champion. Elliott Sadler, Eric Jones, Justin Allgaier. Eric Jones in 2017, as mentioned, will be racing in the Sprint Cup Series. In the 77 car, as we just mentioned. Now, here's kind of something pretty cool. As you know, both races at Pocono were rained out, and they had a race on the following Monday. Pocono weather's kind of a deal right there. But on Monday, Pocono Raceway officials announced that they will offer a worry-free weather guarantee to fans who purchase tickets for the 3 major races in 2017. In a press release, officials say, quote, "This guarantee is free to all Pocono fans that hold a Sunday Grandstand Club or Suite ticket to either NASCAR Premier Series race or Verizon IndyCar Series race in 2017. Now, the key word here is Premier Series, so it has to be, if it's Xfinity Series or trucks, no go. Premier Series race. So I circled that to make sure that folks know about that. Also, pit paddock passes will be eligible for reimbursement when they are purchased with a Sunday Grandstand ticket. Next year at Pocono, NASCAR has 2 Premier Series races, July 11th and July 30th, and IndyCar on August the 20th. Whoop-de-doo, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I got the schedule up here. We'll get to that in a moment. So, I kind of do this every year to make my pick. Now, don't be putting the mortgage payment on it because last year's pick did not go. But here's what we're going to do. We'll start with the Camping World Truck Series because I got a little conflict with the Sprint Cup Series at the moment. I'll explain to you in a moment. But starting with the Camping World Truck Series, from what I've been hearing, Johnny Sauter's the heavy favorite. But I'm going to pick Matt Crafton. Some people might say Christopher Bell and or Timothy Peters, but my official Motorsports Radio pick is going to be Matt Crafton. All right, so I'm going to write that down. Matt Crafton, Camping World Truck Series. That's my pick. Now, taking a look at the Xfinity Series. Elliott Sadler, yes, a heavy favorite though. A lot of folks are saying that it might be Daniel Suarez who made some big moves this year. So I'm gonna go, and this is my official pick here for Xfinity Series champion. I'm going with Daniel Suarez. So there you go. All right, and that brings us to the next NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Now, this is why I'm gonna explain to you. First off, we had the Motorsports Radio Championship for probables, which just got blown to high heaven. Only one driver, and that was Kyle Busch. I originally picked Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and Truex Jr. Truex Jr. was the first one to go, man. And I said, oh, here we go. We're down to 3. Then Kevin Harvick, I was like, oh, and then, so I didn't even think Carl Edwards was a game, but Carl Edwards kind of got lucky with that rain. I'm not going to talk junk, but just saying. So, now we got Jimmy 6-Time Johnson, who is a heavy favorite. Now, if I want to be unbiased and say who I really think is going to win, my real pick is, all right, I'll go with Jimmy Johnson. but